Hi there, I'm Rajini Vaidyanathan with the BBC, and of course you're watching this live on Facebook. We are live in Philadelphia at the Democratic National Convention. You can see a huge crowd spilling out behind me. This is the culmination of night one of the convention. A big star lineup of speakers tonight. The First Lady Michelle Obama and Senator Elizabeth Warren, and the keynote speaker tonight, Senator Bernie Sanders. Let's talk to some people here and find out what they thought of tonight. Let's see if we can just jump in. Hi there. Oh, no. See, there's so many people here. Hello there. Tell us what you thought of tonight's speech.
I thought Sanders' speech was very good, that to try to unify the Democratic Party, because this is exactly what we need right now. We need unity, not division.
So you are a Bernie Sanders supporter?
Yes, I am.
What do you think of the fact that he really spoke glowingly about Hillary Clinton?
Well, I mean, it's what he needs to do right now. Probably not what he would have preferred to do, obviously, but it's what he really needs to do right now, and he stepped up to the plate.
And are you with her?
Yeah, because I have to be with her.
Okay, I know you've got to meet your friend. You've lost him now, so I'll let you go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Maybe we'll just go further in now. You can see lots of people carrying these signs. Can I just show people live on the BBC this sign quickly? There you go. There's the Michelle Obama sign and the Love Trump's Hate. They actually had a sign for every different speaker, so people could just hold them up. Hello there. How are you?
We are too.
No, a lot of people just want to get home, don't they? Oh, we've got someone here. If we can navigate the crowd. Hello there. How are you?
I put my jacket on.
You can put your jacket on. It's a bit crowded in here tonight. What's your name?
Allison Silverberg.
Where are you from?
Alexandria, Virginia.
Oh, okay, near DC.
Obviously the mayor of Alexandria.
Oh, wow, okay. So we have an elected official with us. Well, thanks for joining us. What was the highlight for you tonight?
Well, First Lady Michelle Obama. She's an incredible First Lady, and everyone just loved her. And then Senator Elizabeth Warren knocked it out of the park. And then, of course, Senator Bernie Sanders was phenomenal.
Now, who did you...
How we are coming together as a party, and that's the most important thing right now.
And what do you think about the Bernie Sanders supporters who were booing? Some of them were in the room, not all behind Hillary Clinton.
Well, some were, but we don't know that all were. I mean, there were almost 1,900 delegates who earned their spot here tonight, and Senator Sanders was very gracious tonight and endorsed Hillary fully. And we're coming together as a party, and I think it's a good evening for that. And so there are some who are. It'll take time, and I understand why. Okay. Makes sense. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us. Hi, we're just going to walk through here. Oh, sorry. Hey. We're just going to walk through here. And there's a bit of a truck. So, we just spoke to here who talked about here. And it's not, but it's still a vote. Here we go. We're live on the BBC. Okay. Now, let's go to a crowd. I'm just going to turn around to, yeah. Okay. Now, page.
Awesome. How's it going, BBC?
It's going well, BBC. But in there, and Bernie Sanders.
The word you guys are probably familiar with. Dem exit. The Dem exit. That's the Democratic Party. That's what all these people are talking about doing if they nominate Hillary Clinton. We do not want Trump to be in the White House. And Hillary will be defeated by Trump. The superdelegates are failing the party. One by one, when we've gone to them, they are all failing the party. The superdelegates were developed in 1982 by the HUD Commission to avoid going up against a stronger candidate. That's what happened to Carter and Reagan. The superdelegates are not doing their job. Hillary 5 points. Bernie is winning by 10 to 15 points. About not having Donald Trump in the White House, we will not. And if they don't, they've hired the corrupt.
Bernie Sanders was very Clinton tonight. He said that they shared ideas on the platform when it came to drawing up the party's platform and policies going forward. He spoke very glowingly of her, said he'd known her for a long time. He is behind her 100%, judging from what he said. Even he can't convince you then?
No, absolutely not. This is a movement that goes beyond Bernie. We love Bernie, and we understand Bernie is in a situation where he may have to do whatever he has to do. But this movement is not stopping. That's not because this world and the future of the kid is somebody like Hillary who is a criminal.
Okay, well, we'll let you get back to your protest. We'll just move on.
This is what democracy looks like. 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 This is what democracy looks like.
Just gonna move through here. Hi there, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you doing?
And what's your name?
My name is Omar Aslam. I'm from Ohio. I'm a delegate from Youngstown, Ohio. I'm a Bernie Sanders delegate, actually.
And what do you make of those guys over there?
I feel like it's a waste of time and it's ridiculous. People might not believe me and be like, oh, but you're a Bernie Sanders delegate. You should go support this. No, I don't. I support a candidate who went behind the candidate who just endorsed Hillary Clinton to become our president. So that means we have to band up and get together and go behind her and hope that we can actually win and beat Donald Trump. This right here just makes the party look horrible. We literally just split in half. This makes us all look bad as a unit. Because that's like the biggest thing that I've noticed about Democrats. We do a lot more internal fighting than we do actually getting along and meshing together and going on one main opinion and focusing on it for a greater good for the party.
These guys aren't going to give up.
I know.
What's the result going to be, do you think?
If they keep on doing this, I'm scared that Donald Trump might actually win. And I went over there and I asked a couple of them questions. I was like, so if you won't vote for her, you're just basically voting for Donald Trump because you're throwing your vote away. You're giving the man more leverage and more fire behind his movement.
And have you debated this with the other Bernie delegates? Because I've just spoken to a Bernie delegate who is really, really strong on his position.
I did, and I asked her, it's like, so if you're not going to vote for her, you're just going to let Donald Trump basically go into office. She's like, no, that's not what I'm saying at all. We have till Friday. What happens on Friday? It's over. Like, people don't want to listen and understand. It's over. There's no coming back from this. If we're going to be here on this much of a playing field, this much media attention, as this much of a influence that we could have, we're in a city where the main percentage of the population is minorities. The main percentage of the population is people who are Muslim, who are Jewish. I'd rather us be sitting over here protesting stuff like Black Lives Matter, stuff like equality for the LGBTQ community, equality for women to get equal pay and be treated equal in workplace. My mom raised me as a single mother. She worked for a labor union for 30 years. She was the main provider for us growing up.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us on the BBC. Nice to meet you. Hi there, how are you?
Good, how are you?
And what's your name?
Brent Olson.
And what do you make of what's going on there?
I'm a Bernie supporter, but I don't support that. I think that that's counterproductive. I'm disappointed that Bernie's not our nominee, but at the same time, it's about a movement. It was never about him. It was supposed to be about the people. And I think that's making it more about it themselves than about the ideas that he's springing forward. So there's a lot to take forward from this convention, a very progressive platform, and a lot of ideas that will spring forth into new candidates and I think new policy ideas in 2, 4, and 6 years from now.
Do you think Hillary Clinton can win?
I think she can win. I think once this dissipates and that everybody see what the stakes of the election are, that I'm not going to be as motivated to work for it, but I think that the outcome is so dire that if Trump wins, that so it's working from a negative instead of a positive, but it's still big stakes, and so I will be invested in the fall.
Okay, thank you very much. We've got two more Bernie Sanders Hillary supporter here.
I'm a 100% Hillary supporter.
Okay, what's your name?
Susan Strasberg.
Susan, what do you think about what's going on over there? Disunity right in front of us moments after Bernie Sanders spoke.
I think it's ridiculous to say Bernie or Trump. Trump is diametrically opposed in every way for what Bernie Sanders stands for. And you want to go for a xenophobe, misogynist bigot, or a progressive who was not as progressive as Bernie in the beginning. Bernie did bring the party further to the left. That makes no sense to me whatsoever.
You know, I've spoken to a lot of Bernie supporters. With Bernie,
and they should just write in Bernie, I guess. But in essence, you don't want to take any votes away from Hillary. I mean, if they ended up with Trump as a president, what would they win? They wouldn't have anything progressive. They'd have an anti-progressive policy. It's the most awful LGBT platform in American history. You know, no wages for American workers. It's a horrible, horrible platform. Maybe they need to read Donald Trump's platform to really make an informed decision.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks. Got a few comments we're just going to very quickly share. Krista Tess-Cout says, this all or nothing rhetoric isn't doing anything to help the situation, and the vote isn't tomorrow. Give the Bernie supporters a little time to heal our broken hearts, will you? I think the vote is tomorrow, the roll call. Hello there, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Can we have a word with you quickly for the BBC?
I'm following the
Oh, okay. How about you? How are you?
How am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm really confused right now.
You're really confused. Why are you confused?
I'm living with the Democratic Party. The whole convention was a big Hillary love fest, right? And yes, Bernie came out. I love him. I love Bernie. He said it with dignity. He said it with pride. A lot of the things that he talks about, I know that what he's saying, like Hillary believes in, are stuff that he can hold her feet to the fire to, right? But still,
that's good for you guys, isn't it? You're a Bernie supporter, right?
It is good for us. It is good for us. But at the same time, nobody else was trying. He was probably the only one in the room trying for unity. And it's going to be a big problem. I mean, look at this. The Bernie or Bust movement is not dead. It's still alive. And that's something that they need to be concerned about.
Do you say that the Hillary Clinton supporters aren't really meeting you guys in the middle?
No, not at all.
How so?
They're telling us to submit. They're telling us that we're being disingenuous, that we're children. I mean, even Sarah Silverman, who could have united the party with a big speech saying how she was for Bernie and how we can kind of back Hillary. She just summed it up in like 2-minute speech and just like, I'm with Hillary. And she was one of the most outspoken Bernie supporters out there.
But I suppose, I can't read Sarah Silverman's mind, but there are some people, we've spoken to another Sanders supporter tonight, who says it's just time to rally behind the candidate to fight the Republican Party. And that was his advice, and that's certainly Sarah Silverman's advice to people like you and those guys over there.
I understand. I mean, nobody can really speak for anybody. I've been telling all my Bernie supporters, when he endorsed Hillary, nobody can speak for Bernie except Bernie. But at the same time, just because this election is super scary and, Trump is going to be a disaster, it's going to be like the Brexit, we're going to have like a big economic downturn if he gets elected. At the same time, when is enough enough? And that's the problem. That's the internal struggle. Bernie has woken up all these people, and now we can't go back to sleep. And the problem with that is that, where do we draw the line as citizens of the United States who are trying to stand up for not only our rights, but everybody else's rights?
Were you not satisfied with the fact that he said that Hillary Clinton's taken on some of that progressive agenda?
I believe that everything that Bernie Sanders has said that she stands for are things that she stands for. So at the end of the day, we have a visible record showing what she is against or for. So if she pushes the TPP, we can outright say that she was a liar because Bernie Sanders told us that she is against it. So I'm okay with that, but at the same time, there were so many other policies. I mean, like she put Tim Kaine on the VP ticket. I mean, you could almost hear Elizabeth Warren saying that should have been me. And he's written personal letters to Wall Street about deregulating them, and even the payday loans. He didn't even sign this one letter that all these other congressmen signed about, being easy on payday loans. And he's like, "Oh, I'm going to write my own letter." Okay. So it's a scary time.
Scary and confusing for you. Well, very nice to have you with us on the BBC. Thank you very much. Just going to finish up by showing you what they're selling here. This is the Democratic Convention shop. A woman's place is in the White House, is up there. And there's a Bernie Sanders t-shirt there. Girls just want to have fundamental rights. And some more Hillary t-shirts and posters as well. And a few more comments just to end. Judy Griffin says, "I'm proud of fellow Minnesotans, Al Franken and Keith Ellison tonight." Lawrence Gleason says, "Fighting the Republicans seems to be secondary to some Bernie supporters." Deborah says, "It's up to us to keep the pressure on Clinton to follow the progressive platform." Well, that's it for tonight from here in the Democratic National Convention. Just going to show you something. Sorry? Something we need to show? No? Oh, okay. Well, I'll just show you what's left then. Protests are still continuing here. Bernie Sanders supporters saying that, some of them anyway, are not going to support Hillary Clinton. We'll be back tomorrow with more Facebook Lives, more coverage, bbc.com/news.